afraid to try to learn simply because they say, well, I don't know about it, so I don't want to try. But you know something? In reality, you'll be surprised at how many things that we already know. And there's something else too. You know, when you really want to bad enough, you'll find you're able to do a lot of things that you never dreamed of. I know when I was a young boy, if anybody had told me that I would use a computer, I would have told them they were crazy. That's only for geniuses to do something like that, and yet we use a computer every day today. There are many other things just like that. If you really want to bad enough, you'll find you're going to do it. The thing is to make yourself want to. And you can want to when you can see a benefit, when you can see a goal that you can achieve. And you said, you know what? I know the benefits. I have a goal. I want to shoot for it. I want to go for it. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to begin by making the Arabic easy, fun, and worthwhile. Let's start with this. A word you already know is wow. We say that a lot. Wow! Wow! But did you know that's the name of one of the letters in the Arabic language? That's right. In a few minutes we'll be talking about what they look like and how to write it. But just to begin with, wow! How about that? There are some other things that you may be familiar with as well. One of the letters in the Arabic language is called lam. Now it's not a sheep. It's lam. And when you see it, you'll say, it looks strangely like the letter L, except it's backwards. We're going to be doing that in a little while. We're going to talk about the family of letters. We've got one family of letters called the potbelly family. Wait till you see that. We're going to be talking about the ocean tops, and those are things that you'll know about. We're going to talk about the sun when it's straight up, and what is the letter at noon time. And I think when you see how we put this together, you'll realize that this is a great way for our youth to learn the Arabic language, for new Muslims who would like to know more about their religion, for those who are intimidated a bit by the Arabic and never tried it, for those who would just like to know Arabic in general, to know what people are talking about, and as they say, see what they're saying. So we're going to try, inshallah, to cover all of those things in this program. But let's get started right now. I want to show you how easy it really is to have fun with the Arabic language. The first letter we're going to talk about is the letter called alif. Alif is a pretty simple letter because all it is a straight stick. Just make a big straight stick like that and say alif. Like alif, alif, alif. And it has the sound of it has the sound of and it has the sound of and sometimes it doesn't have any sound at all. We're going to be talking about that later. But for right now, that's your first letter, and that wasn't too hard, a straight line. Alif. Don't you feel educated now? The next letter we want to talk about is a little bit different. In fact, it comes in a series of letters, and so what we're going to do is draw the tops of the waves of the ocean on here. Watch this. You see that? All right. That looks kind of like an ocean. You see that? Now, this is not the traditional way they teach you the Arabic language, but it's a lot of fun. Now watch what's going to happen. I want to ask you a question. When you see the sun at this time of the day, straight up over your head, it must be noontime, isn't that right? So if it's noontime, then that means it's straight up over one of the points over here. So when you see the points here of the ocean, and you see a dot over it like that, that's noon. Now when the letter's by itself, it looks like this, noon. But when it's in a line, it'll be right underneath one of the points like that. Can you say noon? Noon. It makes the sound of na. All right. Now, the next one is kind of fun too. We're going to put a dot below the ocean, right underneath one of the points, one under the wave right here. And whenever it's right underneath the wave like that, it's below, so say ba, below, ba, below, ba. So make the sound of B right there, ba. And then we're going to make the sound of na, right here, that's noon, and ba. Get it? Was that easy? You already know two letters. Two letters. As a matter of fact, talking about two, I'm going to put two dots right there over the top of this point. You see that point right there? That's another one. All right, now I put two dots. Now, you'll never guess what the sound this is going to make. ta. Say two. Ta. Well, this is ta. So make the sound of ta right there. Ta. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more there and make it na and ba and ta. Isn't that fun? Watch this. While we're on a roll, I'm going to put 3 dots right over this one right here. Look at that. 3. Say 3. Now say th. Th. That's right, because guess what? That is the name of that letter right there. That is called th. Th. Say th. All right, now we've got a ba, we've got a ta, we got a na, we got a tha. Ta, ba, na, tha. Tabanatha. I don't know what's tabanatha, but we got it right there. Look at that. Now, ordinarily, they will tell you in the Arabic language you have to learn that the letters are like this. And when it has this below it, it's a B. A ba, actually. And then when you have 2 dots above it, it's a ta. And then when you have 3 dots above it, that's going to be a tha. And if you have only 1 dot, then that's going to be na. But, you know, that's not a whole lot of fun to do it that way. That's why we devised this little thing with the ocean. The other thing they'll talk to you about is whenever a letter starts a word or is in the middle of the word or ends a word. Now, what happens when there's a word, for instance, like this. Now, you say, well, that's not a word. Well, wait till you find out what we're going to do next. There's one more letter I want to show you so we can make a word. And I'm going to put 2 dots right below the line. Well, it's not a ba because we already have that. And it's not a ta because we've already got that. This is a special one. It's the only one where you're going to have to use your brain a little bit. Just remember, ya. Now, if 2 of your things fell overboard and went in the water and you went, ya, well, that's ya. Ya, right there. Ya. Ya? Ya, ya. Ya. Okay, so that's it. Now you got all the dot family here. These are the dots that go over the waves or under the waves. Under and over the waves go the dots. Got that? This is ya. Now let's make a word out of this. What I'd like to do is change that a little bit. I'm going to put a ba right there. Ba. Ya. Ta. Ba. Ya, ta. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about those lines later, but for right now, this spells a word. Do you know what that word is? This is house. You say, wait a minute, how does ba ya ta? That doesn't spell house. It does in Arabic, because the word in Arabic for house is bait. Bait. Because the ya sound in Arabic is just like the y sound in English. Watch this. I'm going to show you something. If I put a B, and then I put a A, and then I put a Y, and then I put a T, what do I have? Is that bait? And that's what it says in Arabic. This says ba, and that means be quiet. Like this silent Y is right here in English, this means be quiet. And this is ta. Beta. Bait. So that's how you say house in Arabic. It's something to enjoy, it's something to learn, and it's something to share with others.
Welcome back to Bridge to Faith. This portion of our program will feature our special guest as he addresses a topic of particular concern to him. So our guest, Sheikh Yusuf, will share with you his concern regarding faith in his life and his experience as a Muslim chaplain.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you for that.
You're
welcome.
It's
been a pleasure for me over the years to have the opportunity to share faith with others. So we developed a website called shareislam.com. And I was surprised at the number of non-Muslims who have visited this website. And then after reading some of the articles and viewing the videos, the audios, and the different programs that we've had on there, and then they said, well, I've changed my mind. A lot of things that I had previously thought about Islam and Muslims, misconceptions that I had had, after I went to your website, I had to change. I had to change my perspective and my outlook on what is Islam and who are the Muslims. So there were some articles and some booklets. I don't want to say a book because that's a bit facetious, I think. I did write about 6 chapters, but hardly is that a book. And we put it together in a format to address the attack against belief, or the attack against Christianity in particular. If you remember the one about the code? Da Vinci Code?
Yes.
Was that, yeah, the Da Vinci Code. And I saw it. I went to the movie, and I should have asked for my money back, I think. But I can see why a lot of Christians were offended by it, because for me, it produced a lot of questions and didn't offer any answers. It produced a lot of negativity toward faith in general, and I don't believe that that's really the way that we're prepared to go these days. I think what we need as believers is to work together for what increases our faith. Because if you're in a true religion of God, then it should be that you'd be able to find faith in there, and it would increase as you would seek guidance, you know. And I think when somebody just attacks your belief and doesn't leave anywhere for you to go or offer a better option, an alternative, I think then you're being destructive rather than constructive. And so that's why we produced a website called IslamCode.com, and it was particularly addressing some of these issues. So the Islam Code was popular. That was a good website, but after a period of time, people weren't looking for this word code anymore. So on the internet, everything is based on keywords. So we come up with another one, and we called it 911 Bible. 911 Bible. And we produced a lot of the stuff there in a different format called Flash, so that you could actually see the effect of a book in front of you. Pages are turning, and it looks like the old style books and so on. And then we did another book. It was called Son of Who, and this one addresses the subject of some of the words that were translated from Koine Greek to English, and where some people got the notion that about God's son as opposed to God's prophet or his messenger, which is what we refer to Jesus as. So this was, I thought, something good for the Muslims to make a comparison themselves between Christianity and Islam. So I took some things from the Christian websites where they compared Islam to Christianity, and I put them together all in this website called 911 Bible. Okay? And I was surprised at how many preachers wrote to me and said, I really like your website. Keep it up. A priest in upstate New York wrote to me, and he didn't say he wants to be a Muslim, but he said, I like your website, and I pray for you to keep it going. This is something that's needed. And I thought that was a pretty good accomplishment. But then I was really surprised when the Catholic Church invited us to be on their television program. They have their own station in California. And we went out there and we did a program with them. And this Forum for Understanding they had there was so interesting and overwhelming for me to realize that the Catholic Church was out here working towards providing a better understanding for their own constituency, for their own people, for their own congregations, that people could see this and realize that Islam is a very real faith, that it is something that, although not shared totally by the Catholic Church, there are a lot of similarities. And so all of that together equals what? It equals a chance for people to have what they call better understanding, what we call Share Islam. And all of it together is the name of your program here, this one, Bridge to Faith. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. I thank you for giving me that chance to say that.
Well, we certainly appreciate your coming and sharing Share Islam with us. That concludes this edition of Bridge to Faith. Until next time, peace. Assalamu alaikum.